So there doesn't seem to be many good tutorials on how to create this character from Mixamo and I get it into a Godot game. What we're really after is smooth transitions. So once I sorry, I just died here. Once I stop, it plays an idle animation and then smoothly starts running when I move the keys. And then when I walk into the enemy, it plays death animations, and it's smooth every time. And the way you want to do something like that is obviously you have a character, and you want to export that character as a FBX. And then once you get into Mixamo, you want to let's see here. You just want to download each animation that you like as a FBX also, and then when you get into Blender, you just import all the FBX files. Let's just see here, and then you can see here they all have an animation, and that animation is stored into Blender, so you can actually just rename this for whatever animation it is. And then down here you can see I already done this, but you need to add the track. So you have an empty track, and then you click add action, and these ones you can see they're all still stored even though we deleted it. So you can add this action, for example, and it doesn't seem to matter if these are aligned actually. As long as they exist, they will come into the Godot project. But that also means if you want to cut an animation short, it doesn't matter if you move this below. So you have to come in here to, by the way, this is down here, the non-linear. This is what you're looking for, this little tab. But if you go back to the dope sheet and you click action, apologize, let's see, timeline, no, dope sheet, let's see. Click this guy. Okay, so you click it here and you click action. You can see the animations down here too. But yeah, the way to add the new ones is down here, the non-linear animation. So anyway, once you have this, you want to just export as a GLB. And if you go into my project here, I have the GLB file here, and I just drag it into the scene. It's a little bit too big, so you can click R to scale it, and it will come in with this little thing here indicating that this is another scene. And I like to actually just right click and click make local, because then you have the control over all this. So you can see this is exactly what I've done here, but I also added the animation tree. And what this is for is just blending between the keys. So it's like a blending feature. And up here, at first you just have to click on this thing and find the animation node blend tree and add it. And then you have to attach it to the animation player, which is here. And this is why it was nice to make it local, just so we have it right here. And then you should be able to see all the animations, of course. You can just delete the ones you don't want inside of Godot, like this, if you don't want these ones. So now the question is, how do we blend between the keys? And if you go into the tree here, so you click on the tree, then you go into it. It seems, let's see here, no, click, okay. So you click on it a few times to go into it, and then you can see I set up this. So I click animation, right click, and then animation, and then this thing down here, that's the thing you want to click to put your animation, and then you merge them with a right click blend tool. You can like blend between these files, so this controls that. But if you go into the code here, you can see that we have the see how I set it up here. So I just made a function for updating the parameters. So this is the animation tree, and you have it up here, and you know you can control drag it in here to get it. And then we just set the parameter run blend amount. So that's this one called run, and this is the blend amount. So this is how that looks like. So I made it so that when my character is running, it just adds to this value, which is the run amount, and this amount is just the blend amount. Maybe I should call it blend. Let's go down here. So if move speed is more than 0, we just add a little bit, and if it's above 1, then no. If it's below 1, we add some, otherwise we just set it to 1. And here's a little tricky thing though, because what we also want is when he die, we want him to like die and wait for the death animation and then click restart. So we don't really want to blend using code. So what you can actually do, which makes it much easier, you can go to the player itself and then find the death animation and then add track, property track, and then you can find the tree and you can actually animate the parameter in the animation. So that's how I done that. So not only does it play the animation, it also puts the blending effect to 1. So that means it will lerp into the death animation, given the smooth situation. The last thing here, the death trigger. It's always nice to put a function in a separate function to keep things clear. So my on body enter, it just triggers this die function to keep it clean. And then what we do is we play the death animation like this, of course, right? And that animation, it also runs the lerping effect. And then you can say await animation player finished, and that will just wait for that animation to finish and then do something. So we just wait for the animation to finish and then it pops up the UI. So that's really all there is. Let me know if there's any questions. So just to recap, you have a model and yeah, you just export as FBX to Mixamo, because that's what Maximo likes. You download all the Mixamo files, you import them as FBX, you rename the animations, you go down to nonlinear animation, and then you click add track to have a new track, you add a new action, you click on the thing, make sure you only export that thing, you go into Godot, you find the GLB file, you drag it into the scene, you right click to make it local, you add the tree, you add this tree node, you set it up, and the tree you have to like click it a few times apparently. Then you set up this system where you can blend between your animations. Another thing is you have to make sure that the running is looping, otherwise it won't work. And for some reason it says there's something wrong sometimes, so it asks you to go into import, sort of like double click the GLB file, and then you can set loop in here. I don't know why it asks to do that, because now it works after we've done all this, but in here and just click and linear and re-import, that might fix the looping thing. What else? Yeah, then in the code you just lerp with this, the values. You make sure of course to update the tree, and then yeah, you can run around with a little guy here, happy guy. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.